A lot of people are turning into their own personal hairstylists as salons are closed during the pandemic. But as we all know, an at-home hair dye job may not necessarily go as planned. Joining us now is celebrity hairstylist Linet. Linet, I saw your feature in Forbes magazine. You've been in Cosmo, you've been in InStyle, you've been in a bunch of other major publications. If there's someone I would want to go to for a hair catastrophe, it would be you. And, let's just start off with this. There's so many different types of hair color, hair textures. What are some of the biggest mistakes you've seen that people can avoid during a time like this?
Hi, Sanaz. Thank you so much. Well, where do I begin? Hair color, first and foremost, avoid coloring your hair. You don't want a blotch job and you don't want to wait at home to get it fixed. And you want to avoid the amount of money it's going to cost when you have to fix it with a color correction. So refrain. Do not color your hair. And if you get absolutely desperate, contact your hairstylist, the one that you trust, and ask them, can I get a home kit just for my roots? And they will write out clear instructions for you to follow and only follow those instructions. But if you can, just wait.
Now, I know some people are going to be hearing this and they're going to say, whoa, Linet, my grays are showing. I was talking to my mom last night and she was telling me how her grays are showing. Is there anything, let's say someone doesn't have a hairstylist that they can trust, or let's say they don't, live in a city where they can have easy access to a hairstylist they can trust, and they're all about the boxed color or those root, the root correctors. Is there tips that you can give to avoid a disaster in a situation like that? Because I know you and I have spoken before, and you've seen people come in, they try to go from light to dark, let's just say changing the color of their hair, and they come in with green hair because some chemical changes in the hair, and then all of a sudden they have, they look like the Grinch. Are there certain tips that you can give where people can try to avoid all that?
Yes, if you are going to resort to some sort of box color, look at the color on the box and try to match it with yours, or maybe only one shade lighter, nothing more than that, because that's easier for the hairstylist or hair colorist to fix later on if it does go bad. If you are going to use any sprays or root mascaras, they have mascaras and little hairsprays that have color in them, just try to match it. Don't do anything extreme. Don't go the opposite color, don't go lighter, don't go extremely darker. And again, just try to wait. It's your hair and your bank account will thank you.
Because I know color corrections, they cost so much more than just coming in and getting your hair colored, right?
Yes, absolutely. They cost a lot more because there's a lot more product, time, and energy that is used to fix all that mess.
Now, let me give you another scenario. Someone decides they want to dye their hair. They get the perfect color, but in doing so, they've damaged it. What would you recommend that they do if they come out with their hair completely fried? Like, let's say someone decides to bleach their own hair. Wouldn't recommend it, but let's just say, someone wants to be bold and adventurous, and their hair kind of just fries. What would you say they can do?
You will probably have to cut it, but in the meantime, you cannot cut it. So try to take care of it with at-home treatments or professional treatments. You can make things out of your own kitchen with avocado, mayonnaise, egg whites, egg yolks. Lots of things you can look up online regarding hair treatments and masks that way, or you can look up professional products and brands that you can order and use. You can find some on hairbylinet.com. I have my favorites that I recommend on there. But just try to not get to that disastrous place. Do not bleach your own hair.
You hear that, guys? Do not bleach your own hair. Now, this is a good time. A lot of us may not be going out to work, or we don't necessarily need to be seen in public, so hair dye isn't a huge priority. But it is a good time to kind of just let your hair kind of relax, because we're also used to processing it and straightening it and curling it and using products. I mean, this is a nice time to just kind of let your hair kind of restore, right?
Yes, absolutely. Right now, we are in such a high anxiety time that why not take the time to take care of ourselves? Let's have some self-love. Let's have some self-care. And part of that is taking care of your hair. Draw up a bubble bath, put on a hair mask, put on a mask on your face, just relax, let it breathe. Do not use heat processing right now if you can. Avoid a hair dryer. Avoid your hot tools. Go longer in between washing your hair. Your natural hair oils are amazing for your hair. Just let your hair get voluminous and gorgeous and just let it be. Don't touch your hair too much.
And a lot of what can damage your hair as well is, I've read and I know from personal experience, is tying your hair back. A lot of people want to tie their hair back right now, but tying it back too tight can also damage the hair as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it can show a lot of those grays that you're trying to hide. So don't tie it back. Try to do loose, low ponytails or higher, sophisticated buns, that are very chic. If you're on a Zoom call, you can do that. And maybe some cute braids, or if you absolutely have to style your hair because you're on a professional meeting and you want to look clean and presentable and gorgeous, maybe just style the front half of your hair. Leave the back alone. No one sees that right now.
I'll tell you, I used to do that a lot in the field. I have generally pretty wavy hair, but viewers can only see from the front, so I would always just blow dry my hair in the front, and the back was like a complete rat's nest. So that is definitely a good option if no one's going to really be seeing the back of your head. Now, you have gorgeous hair, and I know you haven't been traveling right now. You haven't been seeing clients. How are you maintaining your hair? I mean, it looks really good. What are you doing?
You're so sweet. I actually only styled the front, just like how I was telling you that we can do at home. I've been doing a lot of masks at home. I love using Olaplex. I've been using that. And I'm not really washing it much. And it's so funny because people will see me on a FaceTime call or a Zoom call and they'll tell me, your hair looks so amazing. I'm like, thanks, it's so dirty.
Now, are there any other hacks that you would give people? I mean, I know it's not just women that kind of deal with this. Men have, hair issues as well, styling it. And I feel like men almost have more when it comes to cutting, because I've had many guys reach out to me and send me selfies where it's just the most hair they've had in a really long time because they haven't been able to go to the barber or to their stylist. Are there any tips you'd give men as well?
With men, it's a little bit harder because when their hair grows, it's harder to hide that growth. But wear a hat. Trim just your sideburns. Don't touch the rest of it. Put some product in there. Water it down. That's all. Just don't touch it. Sometimes it's not as bad as you think it is.
Yeah, and it's definitely, as we mentioned earlier, a time to just kind of let everything reset. Your hair. Again, I know I curl my hair almost every single day on a pretty high heat, and to be able to allow your hair to just kind of like dial back and relax is, it's beneficial for the hair. You had mentioned an avocado mayo mask. Talk more about that.
Well, it's anything that's super rich and fatty with lots of natural oils, avocado oil, actual avocado, egg yolk, mayonnaise, all these have a lot of high fat content, and if you put that on your hair, it's basically a natural treatment for your hair, and it's great. I have a lot more tips online if you want to read about how to put it on, how long to put it on. Your hair will look super shiny and feel really great afterwards.
And then my last question before I let you go: women that want to cut their hair. I know some of us may take a pair of scissors to our split ends, or all of a sudden we think, hey, this is a good time to cut bangs. What's your advice?
Do not cut bangs. Do not, I repeat, do not cut the bangs. I promise. You will thank me. If you must cut your ends, just a tiny bit, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But if you can, just refrain. Hopefully this soon will all be over. We can all go back to our regular lives, regular programming, and get the haircuts that we deserve.
All right, now I know you're based in Southern California, but you come up to San Francisco, so hopefully if people want to come and see you, they can. Where will they be able to get more information in terms of hacks or your tips and with what to do with their hair during this time and really in general? Where can they go?
Well, you can go on to hairbylinet.com or check out my Instagram, balayage by Linet. I can't wait to be back in San Francisco to see my San Francisco clients, and I hope that we can all get together again soon.
Now, in closing, don't bleach your hair. Try not to cut your hair. Avocado, egg, and olive oil. And don't wash your hair for a while. Just let it all sit.
Yeah, get in that bubble bath and relax.
All right, Linet, well, thank you so much. Hopefully these tips our viewers will see this and, they'll come out of this quarantine with better hair than what they had when they went in. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.